time I've just been to, in fact I found the place a lot easier. I just about remember to get back through there. Tell you what, some real fucking horrific fucking buildings around here, man. Up there, I'll show you. They call it brutalism, just big blocks of concrete, the way they used to build like years ago. Fucking horrific. That whole bill already, look. Oh, it's an ambulance. But what we're going to do, what a noisy fucker. In fact, I think I can get to where I've got to go by going fucking up there, I think, but I'm not too sure, so I'm going to go this way. Fucking horrific buildings, mate. Horrific buildings. Check these buildings out. Especially them, man. You can't tell me they're new built. That's new, is it? That looks like fucking brutalism out of the fucking 50s. I think I can get this way, man. Up this big hill. I think. But I'm going to carry on going the way I fucking come, otherwise I'll get lost again. That can't be a new build, surely. Sit it, man. That's a proper concrete jungle, man. That can't be new up there, bro. Excuse me, mate. Is that all new or is that old, all that shit?
Old.
Oh, right.
That's the car park.
They're knocking all this down, are they? It looks fucking well bad, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think they are going to do that, yeah.
It's like people have just dropped.
But if they're sorting all this out here, obviously they've got to be touching that.
That was fucking rip it down, bro, really.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
There's quite a few buildings around here that look fucking
It's an eyesore. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's the fucking eyesore. Every little stone centre.
Yeah.
You want this part because people driving this way. You know what I mean? That was a bad idea, though.
Fucking. Yeah, whoever fucking designed that needs shooting. Sure. It carries on, look, all the way up there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think we was living in the year we're in, you know what I mean? You'd
exactly.
think we was in the 50s or the 60s.
That's what it is, yeah.
That's when they used to do it all, just big blocks of concrete.
Like they turn the back on it because I think what it is a lot of druggies in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people all over the place and like
Spice
fucking up or whatever. But I mean, we need to take pride in the area they live in still, you know?
Yeah.
Because Rochester,
the police need to get a grip of them, don't they, really?
Yeah.
For the decent people.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I've been out partying and all that, I smoke a bit of weed, but I ain't falling around on the street like
that's the thing,
some of the people.
Yeah, but they're working on it anyway.
What can you do though? Half of these idiots are addicted, aren't they? So they know. They've got to want to change themselves, I guess.
You know what, you're right.
It's the same with all the youths and the gangs and that.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's the influence in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're seeing your friends doing it.
If your big brother's doing it, you're going to be doing it. So true.
Like, people can say from the outside that, you know, they shouldn't be doing this, but sometimes people got problems and blah, blah, blah.
I grew up out on the street with all my mates, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then again, we weren't running around mugging people. We were robbing car stereos and things.
Yeah, but the thing is,
we weren't robbing banks and things.
That's it, but not everyone's strong. Parents got a lot to do with it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right there. My dad was a submariner in submarines at Chatham.
Right.
So
that's it. You force your kids in the fucking in the military or something from early or whatever, scouts, whatever. Yeah. That's it. Because once you apply discipline to them, you know what I mean, everything follows, because everything falls under discipline anyway.
It's like now, when I was a kid, your dad would give you a slap round the head if you were naughty.
Can't fucking do that now.
But now there's no consequences, is there? So before, you think, God, don't let your dad catch you. Yeah. But now, well, fuck dad, he can't do nothing.
Nah, but I still do it though. In my family, I still do it. You know what I mean? Because you have to. Because if you don't do that, because you'll be in the fucking streets. After school, because after school and school finish, they reach them a certain time. You know what I mean? There's a certain time to reach home. Because if you take like 5 minutes later, I'll be talking. They don't want that.
Teachers used to give you a slap when I was a kid.
That's it.
Then your mum and dad, then your granny might want to have a
Or your
go.
fucking neighbour.
Yeah. I was quite quick on my toes. I said, "No man, you won't catch me." But I was done. Right. Nice meeting you,
I'll take it,
anyway.
yeah?
That's a mad little chat I had with that geezer. I was going to say interview, but I just asked him about all the concrete, man. All this concrete, and he just said it's all like the druggies and that ruin it. In fact, we had a really good conversation. I'm even going to rewind that. I'm going to relabel it. It's quite a good little. I was only asking him, man, what is that old or new? I couldn't work it out. But he's a decent man. It just looks like fucking proper concrete jungle when you look at all that light up there. It's proper concrete jungle, man. But the council's just too busy. Hello mate, how you doing? The council's too busy fucking getting rich off of everybody to fucking do anything. Where am I? I'm currently in Chatham. In fact, there's some interesting buildings up there. Currently in Chatham, but I'm heading back to Gillingham. I've just been talking to this geezer. In fact, I've approached a couple of people in Chatham who weren't to me. But again, I've seen a couple of like dodgy people, do you know what I mean? Hanging about, shaking about, rattling about. But they don't bother me. I don't mind talking to sensible people, do you know what I mean? But someone sitting there dribbling at me, I ain't got time for that, do you know what I mean? But anyway, we're at here, look, we're at fucking, is that a theatre? The White Book Theatre? Was this the way that fucking that woman went, or am I just going completely the wrong way? I think it's right up there I've got to go. I bet my old man must have fucking stomped her. My old man's probably been in all these pubs and had a fight in all of them. When he was in the submarines, he was based up the road there. Speedy Gonzales. But me. Don't know how I'll get back out that way. Excuse me, do you know the area? How do I get back towards Gillingham, across them lines, across the field?
You wanna like Leisure or something like that? You wanna up?
Yeah, I've got to go right up and...
So follow that road, yeah.
Yeah.
And just, there's like a tree all the way around, and you see there's a road going like that,
I know where I am now.
Yeah, and you up on the hill and just all the way straight, yeah, up. And you'll be in Gillingham.
Cheers mate, thank you. Fucking all this walking. I've got to get myself a fucking motorbike or something. But in fact, I've asked my pal from Chatham, who I get my smoke off, to look out for a motorbike or something, but I don't want a slow one. I've got to have something with gears on it, otherwise it's fucking just not going to move. What language do they speak here? Lots of languages. Why, what language do you speak then? Bedford? Well, you're speaking English then, more than likely. No, I'm in Kent. The Garden of England. we're currently going uphill, but we're going to be fucking going uphill for the next quite a while. Oh, have I ever been to Bradford? Where's that? Yorkshire, isn't it? Is that West Yorkshire? That's near Halifax, isn't it? I used to have like a pen friend years ago called Bernadette, and she used to come down to visit her gran, and she was from Halifax. I believe that's West Yorkshire. Tell you what, wouldn't want to go up all them steps, look. That's why we're taking this way. Do I speak Cockney? No, but I can say a little bit. I know quite a bit of it because some of my best pals are from Bethnal Green and all round East London. But yeah, I could just about get by until they start flowing, and then I'm completely lost. But then again, I could probably talk to them and they wouldn't understand what I was saying. But I can actually tell the difference between like a North London accent, a South London accent, and vice versa. Then again, I've grown up mainly when I was really little, going into South East London with my dad. Why did I constantly go on about, why do I go on about selling my record? Because I'm going to be selling them. What do you think I'm going to do then? Take them to the grave with me? Basically, I started collecting records because it was going to pay me better than the bank, and I was right. And I have started selling some actually. But then I've been investing it back into the two-tone because I know where I don't do that now. I've just specialised. I'll tell you what. This is going right uphill, man. Big time. Hang on a minute. So I can see. Am I looking for a pub? No, but if I find one, I might have a shandy in one. How about that? I got me drone. Well, I flew over this way on the way here, but God, I need one of them electric scooters or something just to fucking get up here. Still, it's quite a good workout.
Line. Line.
Once we're over there, we're alright. Hang on, mate, I'll have a look at what you've written there in a minute. It's too bright. I can't see a lot. There's the really old memorial. I bet my dad's had to parade past that, things like that. Basically, my dad came to Chatham when he was 15 and joined the Royal Navy and then went into submarines. And so did my granddad. That's completely done me. You will never sell them, you leave them to you. Well, exactly, you've got daughters and that. Yeah, but is your daughter going to know the value of them records? Because if she ain't, you might as well get rid of them now and give her the money. I know so many people that have, as long as you've taught her what's what, do you know what I mean? Which I'm sure you have. Hang on a minute. Let me, there's another message. What goes up must come down. This thing here, look. We're just levelling off. I don't know where over there goes. That's Chatham, look, right down there. You've got Gillingham over there. Rochester's out there somewhere, man. Rochester prison. Oh, I'm just completely out of breath. That's done me. I think we do need a cold drink. Oh, I've got some Lucasade on me, I'm saying. But that's too hot for me, man. What's that, spaniel, isn't it?
Pardon?
Your dog, a spaniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were used as gun dogs during the war. Did you know that?
I know, yeah. He loves sniffing and
Yeah.
yeah.
Very clever dog.
Yeah.
No problem. I should have been a teacher. Them spaniels, man, were used during the war. In the trenches. Wow. But there's a fire here the other day, look. Fire, man. But it's been up the other night when it was the solar eclipse. There was over 1,000 people up here, man. I had my drone up. 1,000 people there was, more than that. Still got to do a Gillingham football game. I think they played fucking, was it Fleetwood? I think that's Gravesend. Yeah, I'll go to a tasty game at home, I think. Never been there before. The old man has. It's basically, I don't support, well, I don't, obviously I support Liverpool. I come out of a Scouser. But this is our sort of best Kent team we've ever had. But they're just a selling club, man. Years ago, 20 years ago, they come very close, like getting in the top bit, but all their star men just have to go. Plus the owner of the club years ago, he was a bit of a playboy. But careful talking to people that might get arrested. Why? What, for asking the woman about her dog? She was genuinely interested. You've got more chance of getting mugged, mate, anyway, along here than fucking arrested. The truth be known. Anyway, that is Gillingham. We are going down Gillingham town. We might go and have a shandy. Wow. What time's the Liverpool kick off? Anybody know? I'll have to get back. Oh, that might even be on in the pub. There's loads of pubs in Gillingham. In fact, all around my house, it's just fucking hills and fucking drops. That's all it is around here. It's fucking up and down. I don't know how they get along around here in the winter. People must just slip all over the fucking place. Saying that, everyone's been quite friendly to me. But I'm sort of happy-go-lucky, do you know what I mean? I'll treat people well. I'd like to be treated. Down to Margate. Yeah, could go to Margate one day. Day out at Margate. Well, if I went to Margate, I'd probably stay the night in one of them cheap hotels. And we'll do a little video from there. Yeah, Margate, Whitstable, Dover, Deal, all around the Kent coast. The Isle of Sheppey. I think we'll swerve the Isle of Sheppey. A lot of prisons on the Isle of Sheppey. But no, Kent's alright really. It's Essex you got to worry about. Then again, we're not an open spill of London, of East London. That's what Essex is. We've always been here. Essex was basically built after the war for all the people coming back, so there weren't enough room in sort of East London, and that's how you got Essex. You'll probably find all the original Essex people, probably their heritage lies in East London. Me, I'm English, Irish and Spanish, how about that? But I'm more Irish than Spanish, and obviously born in England. But my dad is totally English. That's Southern Ireland, by the way, not the other bit. And again, to me, it's just all Ireland. Essex white stilettos, Tracy, dancing around the handbags and all that. Yeah, mate, that's all true, that is. Honestly, I ain't making it up. That is all true. I've had one Essex girlfriend for one girl. That was kind of what kind of went seeing her for a bit. But I got loads of pals from Essex. A lot of them don't live here no more. And obviously, when I went to the Holiday Bay when I was 17, that's where the Essex boys met. I was in there before then. I was in there in '88. They were in there in 90 something, I think. But someone said I might have been in there with Pat Tate, but they were all Essex kids in there with me in there, because it was kind of Kent and Essex kids, Norfolk and Suffolk kids. We tended to get along with the Essex kids, and they got along with us, because we're kind of Kent and Essex, it's across the water, whereas Suffolk and Norfolk, Ford Capris. In fact, when I got in the old meat wagon, where I come from, I was only 17, I've never really been about, never heard a lot of accents, and we got out the meat wagon, the other end, and fucking all these Herberts was talking like fucking Norfolk and that. I thought, fucking hell, where have I arrived? But then I heard some like Essex. If you spin back in my videos, you'll actually see me talking about the night I helped the kid from Colchester escape. He dived out the window because it was like an open unit, but they were all right. They only had to go from Suffolk straight into Essex, and all you got was 28 days, you know, for escaping, but absconding they call it. But me, I'd have had to have gone through Suffolk into Essex, possibly into London and then into Kent, or into Essex straight into Kent. I just thought, do you know what I mean? Apparently at Christmas it used to be empty. Everyone was just doing the off out the windows, but the way I looked at it, I spent my 18th birthday in there. You know what I mean? The way I looked at it, you can go on the run and all that, they're going to get you. Do you know what I mean? They're going to get you in the end. You might as well do it. Get your head down and do it, man. That's what I say. That's what I've done all my life. Don't get me wrong, I was a right bell jumper when I was like Well, I was never a child offender. The first time I went to court, I was like 17. You know what I mean? In fact, I think the old woman who gave me the sentence gave me 6 months and 3 days. But the first time I was anywhere, in fact, my first ever trip into Medway was into Rochester Prison. Ali Campbell, Nottingham. I stayed in Nottingham for a while in a place called Clipston. Oh, you're going to see the proper UB40 then? Good man. I saw them years ago when I was about 17, the Rat in the Kitchen tour. They're fucking brilliant. Excuse me English. That was my first ever record collection, do you know that? All the others are going, apart from my two-tone and the UB40, but UB40 nearly ended up on two-tone, like I've said before, along with Dex's Midnight Runners. I don't know whether I've told you the George Michael story, but I'm going to tell you anyway because it's a cracker and it's true, right? Wham, George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley, before they were a pop band, they were a ska band. How about that? Yeah, I think UB40 are wicked, their early stuff, and the people, I went to Birmingham for the Rankin Roger Memorial concert by the Beat, and the people of Birmingham, man, are lovely. They're just fucking proper, like, warm, and but you find that anyway. You go up north, people are more friendly. I'm friendly anyway, do you know what I mean? But then I come out of a northerner. But there's some right moody buds down here, you know what I mean? I'll tell you that now. But me, I can't be bothered being moody. I'll get moody when I have to, you know what I mean? But, yeah. It's a lot mellower up there, man. Down here, everyone's running around like fucking... like they're running out of time, but... like I've always tell everyone, you're here for a good time, man, not a long time, so... and I'm going to be 55 on the 6th of September. 55. And I still ain't slowed down, I'm still fucking marching about. Saying that, all that marching about, that's why I'm here now, man. All that partying when I was younger, because I did the right drugs, I'm here now, man, fit as that. Whereas some of my pals that did the wrong drugs are pushing up the daisies, man. But getting vegged right out on that shit didn't really appeal to me. I was more into the music and staying up all night and that. Last thing I want to do is just veg out on a sofa and mong out. So I went to the parties instead. I've had a mad life, mate. Honestly. I grew up with a load of delinquents. Now, when I grew up in my little village, it was the right sort of tight-knit little community, little village. But then I've sort of, like the criminal element of it, I've sort of been involved in all that sort of stuff. Not now, obviously. Yeah. And we had a gang when we was young, but we had a big gang. Ain't like now, we're all killing their neighbours and that. It weren't like that with us. We used to fight other villages and things, whereas now they're just fighting their neighbours up another postcode, especially in London. Don't know what that's all about, man. Because all they're doing is blowing away their pals and that, just because you come from a different street. They'd be a more powerful unit if they all got together, but not that I'm fucking endorsing gangs, because really they need educating, man. And it ain't their fault, half of them, their probably fathers were doing it. Do you know what I mean? It's probably all they fucking know. So if someone's been brought up that way and all they know is to do that, they're going to do that, man, until someone grabs them and educates them, or until they want to change themselves. More like 65. No, not yet. My brother is though. I've got like 2 older sisters and 2 older brothers. I'm sort of the youngest. I can't really post that. That's kind of racial what you've written there, really. I don't agree with what's going on, but you shouldn't speak like that, man. And I just won't let that go through. Quite disappointing that, so I don't normally have to do anything like that. But yeah. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here, man. At least there's about 1 million pigeons here yesterday. Fucking Pigeon City, man, I'm telling you. Anyway, I wasn't moaning because you said that comment. I just thought it was racial or had racial undertones. But obviously, you can believe in whatever you want, you can think whatever you want. We are not fucking thought police on this channel. Oh, I'm an idiot, am I? Why? Because you said going around chopping fucking immigrants up with a chopper. Anyway. Maybe I'm an idiot because I don't believe you. I believe what you believe in. Oh, what's this more fucking shit? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We just had to get rid of him for 24 hours. What he actually said, I'll tell you what he said now, right? I've got an open mind, you know what I mean? He said, let's go around chopping illegal immigrants up with choppers. I can't let shit like that, people talk like that, man, really. And then he's got the audacity to call me an idiot. I think he's the one that needs educating. I don't know. I'm the one with fucking ADHD, but some of these people out there, man. You can say what you want, do you know what I mean? Call me a cunt or whatever, I don't give a fuck. But start just picking on random people, man, like the immigrants. I don't particularly like what's going on in this country, but I wouldn't resort to that or even talking about that. In fact, I think you can actually get nicked. People have been banged up for writing stuff like that, you know that? On Twitter and that, people was getting banged up. But I'm not going anywhere with it, do you know what I mean? I'll just block it out, block him out for 24 hours. Who's the idiot now then? Fucking, I don't know. What is that called? It's called something, isn't it? Inciting. You'd be inciting violence, but you'd also be inciting something more than that, because you'd be telling everyone to go and do that. But yeah, you can get put in prison for what you just put. He wouldn't last 2 seconds in there, man. I'd probably eat him up for breakfast. think. There's another one, look. Another one putting loads of abuse. Oh, the trolls are back, are they? Yeah, but you're all big and that coming on here and that, but I'll tell you, I mean, I'll meet you anywhere, but it's pointless even going there. So all we do with people like you, Oliver fucking Twist, Oliver's twisted in the brain. There you go, mate. Crazy. Like I'm fucking gonna be offended by a few fucking nasty words. Do you know what I mean? Fucking. So just one geezer, there's probably one geezer was on here saying let's go and chop up some migrants with choppers. But you can get put in nick for that, but do you know what I mean? But I'm not calling the police or anything, I'm just exposing him. I don't mind people having opinions. I mean, I think it's crazy what's going on in this country. Yeah, I know that. I thought we've had plenty of trolls before. Just makes me laugh when he calls me an idiot. If he had two brain cells, he'd probably be quite dangerous. But I don't know. Yeah, I think people have been locked up. A lot of people have got time, I think, for like saying, let's go and kill all the whoever's. This country's out of control, but I won't go around shouting that. But at the end of the day, you're here for a good time, not a long time, like I always say. I don't know. Some people, eh? Especially when they start flicking names out and that, this, that and the other. It's fucking scary shit, man. Do you know what I mean? You're really scaring me. I'm gonna fucking double lock the door tonight. I'm that bothered. Been here before. At the end of the day, it's not my fault if you're fucking uneducated and never listened in school. Your teacher should have been more fucking, no, I don't know. Anyway, cheers people. And cheers to all the trolls as well. Like I've always said, every troll makes the numbers go up. I can handle a bit of abuse, man. Do you know what I mean? And I'll just leave it. But shit like that, I ain't had to do anything like that for fucking years. People don't normally make, we make statements and comments, I do you know what I mean? I'm always going on about them fucking in the dinghies and that. But not, I don't go, right, let's all fucking chop them up and fucking kill them all, do you know what I mean? I've got more brains to fucking say something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I've got to get out of this shirt. Put another one on. Trying to bring down the vibe. Anyway, I do try and fucking educate these morons, but there's no educating some people. Especially if that's all you can do is just sit there and call names and, you know what I mean? Get a life. Now, I'm not from London. I'm from West Kent, but I'm in North Kent at the minute. Not far from London. I was in London a lot when I was growing up and that, with my dad. And then obviously going to the rave parties. I was in East London, well, all over London really. But mainly East London, South East London, North London sometimes. Not so much West London. Not really my kind of people. The people I know and I talk to on Facebook and I've met in person are real Londoners, proper Londoners. But you'll find that the proper London families are being forced out. Cumbria. It's probably nice up that way, isn't it? I'm basically from a little farming village, but I'm in Gillingham at the minute, in Medway, near to Chatham. Right by the sea. I quite like it here. It's a bit rough and ready out there. It isn't everywhere. Then again, it's only intimidating out there, really, if you let it bother you. I think people are quite friendly, really, once they spot you. I think everyone knows everyone around here. So when I first turned up, I was a new kid on the block, but now I've got a couple of mates there, mates in Chatham, a girl down now. Man, isn't it? But then again, really, from the life I'm from, me and all my old pals, not naming any names, but some of them will be watching this, we've kind of lived that kind of life, so we probably just slip right in. And obviously, if you want to get out there and get right at it, you might come a cropper or upset someone or whatever. If you just float about, I just float around with my camera, really, and randomly just stop people like I did that coloured guy and asked him, then, is that new or old? Everyone's been like that woman with a dog, with a gun dog. People are quite polite. That's what's missing in this fucking society now, is people communicating. Well, I'm old school, man. I can communicate. I don't know. I know somebody from Cumbria. I can't think who. No, I'm currently in the Garden of England. Not that there's a lot of garden around this bit of Kent, but in fact, I've got a massive, like, crazy block opposite me, which is just full of all mad people. And I think 98% of the whole street smokes weed. Because everyone's walking around smoking it. Everybody. Well, not everybody. I don't think the African girls are. We've got so many different nationalities here. I've never seen anything like it, honestly. It is more diverse than London. But I think that's quite a good thing, really. Because racism, at the end of the day, we're all human, and you all come out your mum. It's as simple as that. No matter what colour you are, or fucking what you believe in. And it's like the big picture of religion. At the end of the day, you'll still fucking go, no matter what you believe in, you're still going where I'm going. That's physics. Well, that's my scientific take on it, because I've done religious education at school. I did science at school. I did physics at school, nuclear physics and stuff. God, yeah, good story, isn't it? In fact, I guess really, even though on my birth certificate it says Church of England, which makes me a Christian, I'm more of a pagan, which was one of the oldest religions. I believe in that more, which is basically they used to worship the sun and the moon because it brought the different seasons, which brought them the crops and the food. I think it's more plausible than some fucking made up bloke. Do you know what I mean? That's my look at it all. Whatever you want to believe in, do you know what I mean? But religion ain't for me. In fact, look at all the death that religion has caused, and how can people still fucking love it? Needs fucking banning, man, all of it. The amount of kids that have been killed because of religion. You know what I mean? Planet's fucked, man. The planet is fucked. And I'm glad I'm fucking 55, getting older. Because I wouldn't want to be on this fucking planet, I tell you. You look at the way it's going, man. It's crazy. And you're always going to have the same fucking governments, 50 years ahead, 100 years ahead, still be the Conservatives, still be later, it'll still be all the bullshitters. Yeah, because that's if they're even here then, do you know what I mean? I think Putin, Russia has threatened to nuke us again because we supply drones to the Ukraine, but he's been threatening to nuke us for fucking since he's got in power. And like we're not going to nuke him back, man. That's why there's never been a nuclear war. Do you know what that is? It's game over. That's why there's never been one. Because each of them superpowers knows, as soon as they press that button, everyone's pressing the button. It's probably automatically they pick it up. Hang on, man, I'll let that through because it stopped that. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, you got to watch China. Yeah. Hang on, so I thought you were swearing there. It's got like a thing that stops it, but I'm going to show that because that's a better comment. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Michael. In fact, the world now, and this is up being honest, is quite an unstable place. Do you know that? It would only take it would kick a while. I think by the time I'm gone, dead, right, I think there will be World War III of some sort. And you're right, it will involve Russia and it will involve China. Because they stick together, man. You've got all them bad dictators who just tell their people what they fucking got to know, and brainwashing and shit. And then you've got all the good countries that are all free. But you look at what they've got though, that's the thing. The amount they've got of it, more than fucking America. Russia have still got more nuclear bombs than the whole world put together. That's God's honest truth. But, me being a sort of submarine person, because of my dad and my granddad, I do know that their navy's quite an aging navy. But don't really matter though, man, because it'd be drone, obviously I'm a drone pilot, it's going to be drone, it'd be swarms of drones and all sorts of shit we've never seen before. That's what it'll be. That could be in my lifetime. I could get myself a job, wouldn't I? I could probably go out to the Ukraine and get myself a job. Just hire myself out. I don't know. In fact, that drone is probably charged. Yeah, bang on the money, man. China, Russia. Oh, Putin. We're gonna nuke you. Fuck, he ain't gonna nuke us. They're always flying in our airspace and coming in our water. They've been doing that for years. In fact, my dad said when he was in the Navy in the 50s, they spent a lot of the time in the submarine up the north under the ice, spying on the Russians. Obviously, submarines. My dad was in what's called a hunter killer submarine, which is the most powerful one. Yeah. And what their job is, they've got sonar and all that they have, is they just follow them. They don't know they're being followed, the other one. Yeah, sonar is called Aztec, actually. We get technical. And then you look at Argentina as well, the Falklands and that. I thought that was going to kick off after the football, you know. But saying that, we've got a bigger force there now, plus there's a submarine floating around there, than, do you know what I mean? When the Falklands first happened, they just walked in and took over. It's not a case of them doing that now. There's whole fucking RAF squadrons and all sorts there. But I think that'll probably happen one day again. Crazy, eh? I know one thing. We certainly couldn't put a fleet together like we did last time, that's for sure. Saying that, we've got quite a few submarines. Then again, most of our submarines are being repaired. You wouldn't believe, if it all kicked off right now, you wouldn't believe the state of our country would be in, honestly. And that's success, I can't get the word out. Successive governments just screwing the people and screwing the forces, reducing them. Well, you ain't got to reduce them, man. You got to build more submarines and shit, because that is your, even though you're not going to nuke anyone, that is your security. And this country's just ruined its military. I don't know. And then you've got the young kids of today, oh, I wouldn't go to war. Well, you would if a fucking foreign soldier was marching up your fucking street, killing all your neighbours, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? That's what I say to him. But I don't know. 54 minutes we've been on here. Oh, hello there, in the chat room. Oh, sorry, the messages didn't, sometimes new messages go up as you're putting them in. Sometimes they stay there and I don't realise. Yeah, I quite agree with you, mate. I quite agree with you in that kind of time frame. Seriously. But people need to learn to sit down and talk. It's communication, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, we know where the Russian submarines are anyway. Get the drones out, man. I'd love a go at that. I think I'd be quite good as well. Let's have a joint, which I've already got rolled up. But what I'm going to do, people, is get out of this shirt. I'm glad all the morons have gone anyway, and we're getting some interest, you know what I mean? People making commenting, what's the word I'm looking for? People making educated comments, do you know what I mean? Rather than fucking, let's go and chop everyone up. Yeah. That's what we're looking for, people. Educated input, or any old input, as long as it's not like violent, fucking racist and all that shit. We don't do that on here. By all means, come on and slag whatever off, but we can't get preaching, chopping everybody up and stuff. You get, but honestly, people have been banned up for that on Twitter and that. I know one kid, he got banged up because he was walking down the street shouting out, "Our streets, my streets." Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's anything wrong with shouting that out though, personally. Yeah, they went for a craze of just banging people up for fucking farting on Facebook. All the riots and that. Scum riot. Social media, eh? I'd like to just come away from Facebook. I think there's more, you get better conversations on YouTube, man. I used to be on Facebook all the time, but whenever I go on there now, all I see is just fucking birds and tits and just fake people with fake tits and that. And people just pumping out how good their life is and fucking, you know what I mean? I can't be doing all that shit. That's why I do my videos. I just, as real as it gets, man. People don't like it, fuck off, don't tune in, innit? Do you know what I mean? All you trolls fucking love it, really. That's why you keep coming back. But it's all good for the algorithm. Yeah. Anyway, let's light that spliff up, shall we? And let's plug in some power into the phone. And I might. What's the time? It's like 11 o'clock. I might message my mate in a little while, see if he's up for a bit. In fact, I ain't been in pubs yet down there, but I'm checking them out, man. You get, obviously the boozers around my way are all dead. They're off drinking in the fucking graveyard, but the boozers around here, some of them saying, yeah, I do, yeah, I support Liverpool. I come out of a Scouser, but chose the good team instead. What team are you then? All right, Leeds. Yeah, I can remember the names. We had a few. Harry Kill. We had a few Leeds players. I can remember when Leeds were rough as that, man, in the 70s, beating everyone up, and everyone used to beat each other up. But yeah, Leeds. Trying to think of their football firm. What are the Leeds firm called? I don't know. So I wasn't a football fan, but I've got plenty of pals that what? Crazy, eh? Leeds. Harry Kill was at Viduka, wasn't it? Leeds had as well. He was a fucking goal machine. And again, that Harry Kill was quite good for Liverpool, you know. Robbie Fowler, you've had as well. He came back to us, and yeah, he always had to come back. Made me laugh when Robbie came back. He was just coming off the bench, bit player, but he ended up scoring more than all the other strikers put together. Yeah, he's the most probably natural goal scorer I've ever seen for Liverpool. But saying that, the best player I've ever seen is Steven Gerrard, man. Simple as that. I've never seen anything like what he used to do. Liverpool have had some good players. Kenny Dalglish, do you know what I mean? Fucking Ian Rush. And for a midfielder, nobody comes close to Gerrard. The amount of times I've seen him, right, when we've been down, and he's just gone, give me the ball, and he's just done it, man. Done it. Because everyone else weren't doing it. Yeah. Crazy, eh? But then I think you're always going to get an extra 10% out of your local people, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Like your proper Leeds people that are born there. Same as with like Jamie Carragher, Robbie Fowler. Carragher, he was born the same place where my mum comes from, in Bootle. But Robbie Fowler, he's from Toxteth. Yeah. Trying to think some other Leeds players now. Yeah, that Viduka, he was a fucking goal machine at one point. Lee Bowyer. Was it Lee Bowyer that had a fight? Was he? Yeah, he was Leeds when he was Newcastle. Really, you want to... Really, my idea is a team full of Scousers, man. You want a team full of Gerrards. And I honestly believe, right, that Gerrard would end up being a manager there one day. Because that'd be stupid if they didn't try him. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. In fact, what I really want is Gillingham to get Liverpool, right, in the cup. Yeah, how about that? That'd be mental. Going to annoy all the fucking Gillingham supporters. But, your dad works where? Leeds? You're a Man United fan? Someone actually, Michael? Obviously, there's a lot of banter between Liverpool and United, but it's all good, man. Yeah, my mum's from the north of Liverpool, Bootle. That's where my family are from. Which is kind of the harder part of Liverpool. A bit softer, it was a bit softer in the south of Liverpool. But it offended a lot of people there. I don't know. Let's see how the new Liverpool manager does, man. Bring back, really, fucking, I don't know why they didn't, but I think they should have got Alonso and put Alonso with Gerrard, but really Gerrard wants that job all on his own, man. That's what he wants, because he'd be able to motivate him. Plus, we always have There'll be another Stevie Gerrard come along, man, or another, you know what I mean, someone like him, but I don't think there'll be anyone quite like him for many years, but we'll get quality come through, we always have. You look at Michael Owen, man, well, what a scumbag he turned out to be, but obviously that's because of the Man United connection. He could have been a Liverpool legend, but we had the best out of fucking Owen, mate, which was his pace. That was all it was his pace. He was fast. He didn't have a lot of skill as such. I'd say Robbie Fowler had 10 times more skill than Owen. Saying that, I've seen Steve Bannerman pick the ball up from the defender and run past everybody against Celtic, that was. It's going back some years, man. But I've got to say, what Jurgen Klopp did was just fucking amazing. It's just completely amazing. In fact, he was like a breath of fresh air, man, to the whole Premiership. Really, I don't understand why Liverpool weren't fucking begging him to come back, man. Well, we shouldn't have let him fucking go. Do you know what I mean? But then again, he did what he had to do. Oh, right. Oh, sorry. Works there. I gotcha. So I was miles away then. So I've got ADHD and my brain is all over the place. So it's all good. Quality players, man. We should have really done better. We just had that slot that didn't. He just don't know what the good person's going to be like. Then again, I'm biased towards the little players. Saying now if they're shit, I'll say that they're shit, but some of our best players have been fucking homegrown. But Gerrard, I've never seen a player just grab a game, man, and do that. I've seen players grab games and do it, but not as much as he did, man. Many a time, man, I've seen him just run right up to the keeper, give me the ball, because everyone else is just fuffling about. And he's just run up the pitch and just smashed it in. Not Jamie Redknapp as well, he used to fucking smash him in as well, from free kicks. I quite like Jamie Redknapp. Jason Sakatia, who remembers him? Yeah, man. Jamie Redknapp. Who is Frank Lampard's cousin. Bit of information for you. In fact, I quite like Harry Redknapp, really. He would have made a good England manager, but they just want yes men. He wouldn't have said yes all the time. Yeah, Jamie Redknapp, he was a good servant to us. A fucking bullet of a shot on him from a free kick. Who was my other favourite players? Patrick Berger, he was quite good. Luis Suarez was fucking brilliant, but he kept biting everybody, but he was absolutely brilliant. Torres, he was brilliant. Mo Salah, well, fucking hell. I don't know why they let him go, he was just outstanding. And to think he was a Chelsea reject, man. Mo Salah. Unbelievable goal machine. See, I don't know why Liverpool letting these people go, man, when they've still got quality in them. It's like when Klopp left. They should have fucking done everything to keep him there, man. Does my nutting. Crazy, eh? Anyway, everybody, I'm going to charge my phone because we've been on here a very, very long time. I've enjoyed all the chat, I've enjoyed all the abuse, it's been a pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in about an hour when we're going to spin some records. We're going to play some music. We're going to fire up the decks down here. And we're going to bang out some tunes, man. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. All the people that inputted educated comments, apart from them morons we had, but it's all good. Maybe he's gone out with his chopper. All I can say is you're lucky I'm not a policeman. Because you'd probably get nicked for that. In fact, people have been banged up for that, man. You can't run around and say you're going to chop people up and that anymore. You get sectioned for that, man. They section you off. Thinking, who's that loon? Anyway, as I'm an ex-chef, I've got the best choppers anyway, which I always put in my videos. Check that one out. This is my favourite chopper. But I'm not going around chopping people up. But if someone gets in my house, you're within the law not to chop them up, but you can fucking whack them right in the fucking leg. Give them a good hack with it if you feel threatened. Personally, I'd use that blunt bit unless they were coming at me with something, then I wouldn't think twice. Obviously, years ago, the law was different. You'd get nicked, but now you don't get nicked now. It's called reasonable force. Obviously, if someone's trying to stab you, you're allowed to stab them. Mad, eh? Not that I'd advise stabbing anybody. But yeah, I've got some nice knives and choppers, but I used to be a chef and a baker. This is French knives, rather nice. And I wouldn't advise being a fucking chef to anybody out there. But I'd quite advise, well, I learned to bake when you used to make things with your hands properly. Now it's just all chuck it in one end and it comes the other. We'll just check the tent. Open the tent up a bit. It's quite warm here. Too bright. It's nice and cool in the tent though. There's my deck. Still got the UB40 loaded up, look, from last night. But we're not playing UB40 today. Oh no. Check out my big drone, look. Got my little drones over here. Then we got my latest bad boy. This one, look. Check the size of that. This is old school, man. What you're looking at there is a DJI Phantom 3 Pro. Size of that, man. And yes, I can fly this one. But at the minute, I have to fly this far away from people until I complete my exam that I'm doing at the minute, which you might see me posting. Then I can fly this exactly the way I fly that little one down there, right close to people. Not that I'd do it now, unless I felt comfortable doing that. To be honest, flying each different drone is a lot different, but I've kind of took to it quite well. I think it's my ADHD in that now. Do you know what I mean? I'm just passing it all. But I'm right into it, do you know what I mean? So I'm probably what's called hyper-focusing. Like with my autism and that, I'm what's called high functioning. I've got no learning problems. Just if I'm not into it, I ain't learning it. Basically, whereas most people with ADHD and autism have got the learning issues, but I haven't. I'm the other way around. Yeah, there's a bit of information for you. Neurological brain disorders, chemical imbalances. In fact, I'm sure some of you lot that watch me on here have probably got ADHD. Yeah, things that I'm into, like my music, the drones, I write hyper-focus into it. And what hyper-focusing is, where a normal brain can focus in, say, 100%, an ADHD brain, when it's hyper-focusing, what it does, it goes beyond the 100% to about 130, 140%. And that's why now, right, obviously when I was a kid, there was no ADHD, you just got a whack round the head and classed as being an idiot, do you know what I mean? Whereas now, do you know what's happening now? The kids are on the meds. The actual kids with the ADHD are outdoing the normal kids. And I think that's really good, man, do you know what I mean? I caught the ADHD boat a bit late, but I'm glad that the kids of today ain't getting the same treatment as what I've got. Because you could have been the brightest crayon in the box, mate, when I was at school. But if you was a bit cheeky like me, I was a bit cheeky, a bit lippy, like speaking back to the teacher and that. Yeah, crazy, eh? What they do now is all the special needs kids are taught within the class with the other kids. I believe they have special teachers and that, assistants. And all it is really is a kid with ADHD and autism. They can learn, but they're probably going to learn. They probably learn a different way. Whereas your normal brain would learn that way, the conventional way. Whereas an ADHD and an ASD brain will get to the same point you've got to, but it will go a different way about it. Yeah. It's fair, I was only diagnosed 5 years ago, but I didn't even really know what ADHD was. I do now, eh? In fact, getting diagnosed and that changed my life. And put on the meds and that. It is life changing. That's why I'm just enjoying life now. I don't give a fuck because it's all good. At the end of the day, like I always say, and I say again, you're here for a good time, man, not a long time. So you want to do anything, get up and do it, people. Because them years soon pass you by. And how the fuck have I ended up in Gillingham? I keep having to laugh But it's all good though. In fact, it's better than Adlo anyway. That's for sure. In fact, when I went back camping at Adlo, I couldn't wait to fucking get out of Adlo. Fucking... There's just too much bitchiness in Adlo where everyone's talking bollocks. Whereas out here, no one gives a fuck, man. Do you know what I mean? But village life is like just loads of gossips and they'll say something. And by the time it's gone round, fucking 10 people, everyone's had it a bit on. And, do you know what I mean? That's what it's like in a village. Not in a proper village. It's like it wasn't like that when I was a kid growing up in the village. That's what it's like there now. Don't get me wrong. You still got the old school that've been there all the time. Yeah, but can't be fucked with it, man. Crazy, eh? And I'm more financially better off here, for sure, man. Definitely. There's more females here to look at. You know what I mean? There's only so many fucking females in Adelaide you can look at. And trust me, it's not too nice on the eye. Sorry to any Adelaide girls watching. But no. Oh, there's a few pretty ones. But... I don't know. And you watch, if I went back to Adelaide in 2 years, 10 years time, I bet you there's still a few people, the same people, spouting the same old bollocks, man. And I just have to tell them, I've upset a lot of people there, because I just tell them, I've always just told them what I thought. Fuck them. Especially that cunt that's nicked a few things out of my garden. I caught that cunt right out. And I'll be going back to Adelaide, man. Little hit squad. But I won't be with anyone else, it'll just be me. And I know where I'm going. People think they can just do stuff and you're not going to find out. When I've lived there all my life, of course I'm going to find out. And I found out. And I messaged him anyway. Because he messaged me, he said, are you coming back, Phil? Fucking so obvious. You know what I mean? And I caught him right out, man. And he just denies it. But... Crazy. I don't know. The thieves nowadays, eh? You just ain't got a brain. Messaging the people that are going to rob stuff off. I don't know. You can always find out, do you know what I mean? Plenty of people in Adelaide who are still there. Who'll still be there, man, tomorrow. But me, I'm glad I'm out of there, man. To be honest, I was only there for my dad, really. Then after he passed away, I was just a bit of a lost fucking cause. A bit of a lost entity. Because I'd lost my purpose. But to be honest, after doing the end of life care and that, and I was trained by the NHS nurses in my own, I've got to say that's the most demanding thing I've ever done. But then again, sort of my mum passed away when I was 10, so death hit me at quite an early age. So I was quite at home with death, so was my dad. So it's all good. All my dad said was he didn't want to go in the hospice. So they said, well, we'll teach you it all, Phil. And as long as you're capable of doing it, you can do it. And I was capable of doing it all. In fact, my man weren't in any pain at all. Or I was actually trained to start his arm. Thought he was going to have a heart attack, oral cancer. Yeah, I went from being a normal carer to a cancer carer into like in a life carer. Again, I did that for 20 odd years. It's quite an education actually. I've learned quite a bit from that, medical stuff and that. Plus, at the end of the day, it's my old man. Do you know what I mean? But basically, I think what it is, I've got a stronger bond with my dad than what all the other kids had. I think I'm the first one that sort of stood up to him and fucking had to go back and whatnot. I don't think my brothers did, but I think that's why we got along. My old man's very like me, you know what I mean? You got something to say, you say it. Whereas all my brothers and sisters, they'd talk about it behind each other's backs and won't say it. Whereas I just used to come out with it. And that's what upsets them quite a bit. Upsets quite a lot of the family. I don't give a fuck. I'll just say it as how I want it. It's not like I'm lying, I'm telling the truth. But yeah. Crazy, eh? In fact, the older I'm getting, the more I'm realising I'm fucking just like my old man. Crazy, eh? Apart from I'm not a complete pisshead and my old man was, but that's the generation he was from. Saying that, I do have a bottle of Bailey's downstairs and we'll have a swig of it. I've always been into the weed and that. That drink just makes me wanna. Well, not saying that, I can have a few. I used to be one of the lads, you know what I mean? Fucking Stellas and all sorts, but it's a cheap piss up now, man. Can't stop drinking this stuff, man. I can drink that all night long, man. I can drink in the night one of them big litre bottles. But I've always loved dairy products, fresh cream cakes. When I was a kid, milk, cheese, anything dairy, I love. That Bailey's is really nice. My old man used to drink fucking rum and all sorts, man. Old Navy rum. Fucking rocket fuel that was. Scotch and shit like that. And again, I can remember when everyone used to drink light and bitter in the pub and drinks like that. Light ale. Who remembers the light ales in the little blue bottles, man? Fucking hell, it's going back some years. What was that lager? It was in the blue can. Tennant's, man. But it weren't like Tennant Super, it was like, I think it was Tennant. Anyway, I'm out of here because I've been talking too long. An hour and 30, look. Good job I've got unlimited data. What's the battery doing, man? 40%, that ain't too bad, is it? 40%. And we're up to 1 hour and 30. But what we're going to do now is disappear, but we'll be back. And we'll spin some records. Whatever you do, and have a good one, everyone.